NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
He is a legendary San Diegan who helped thousands of stranded motorists, and now the famous San Diego Highwayman is stuck himself. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. This is a Nightly Check-In from NBC7. I'm Mark Mullen. Thomas Weller is his name. He has had many good days in his 72 years. More than 50 of them were out here on San Diego freeways where Thomas would help stranded drivers. He'd change tires and charge batteries, even fill a gas tank. However, the San Diego Highwayman never asked for anything in return. Thomas hasn't had a solid meal, though, in months. He lost the anchor tooth for his lower dentures, but he can't afford the $50,000 he says dental implants cost.
It's very difficult to ask for help. It'd be nice to be able to eat my favorite foods, ribs, for instance.
The man who helped thousands of drivers during 5 decades of service finally turned on his hazard lights. He set up a GoFundMe page, hoping everybody else comes to help him out. You can find his link to Thomas Weller's GoFundMe page on NBC7.com. Just search for Highwayman if you are inclined to help him out. All right, let's talk coronavirus pandemic. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom issued a travel advisory to all Californians and visitors. The advisory is a recommendation, not a mandate, but the governor and state public health officials are hoping that Californians will follow the guidance. Basically, they're asking anyone who enters the state or returns home from a trip outside the state to quarantine for 14 days. This comes for a reason. California just surpassed 1 million COVID cases. Governor Newsom says the spike in cases is putting pressure on hospital capacity across the state and threatening the lives of seniors, essential workers, and other vulnerable Californians. They're encouraging Californians to limit their travel to essential business. California's Health and Human Services Secretary, Dr. Mark Mullen, did say today that they are hoping Californians do the right thing, but there's really not an easy way to enforce all of this.
Really taking some of the sense of enforcement and ability to, knock on every door, pick up every phone. Hard to do in any state, certainly hard to do in a state of 40 million, and really focusing on that partnership opportunity with all of our local entities, businesses, counties, individuals is the favored approach.
Partnerships with other states, too. The governors of Oregon and Washington State at the same time put out similar advisories today, so this is like a West Coast thing. They're hoping that they can reduce travel ahead of the holidays in order to get the COVID case counts in their respective states under control. Well, despite the warnings about holiday celebrations, some people still plan to attend large gatherings. Ohio State University asked 2,000 people about their holiday plans, and while the majority said they will take precautions, almost 2 in 5 surveyed there said they will likely attend a gathering with 10 or more people, and a third says they are not going to wear masks. Don't visit California, please, for a while. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom is getting criticism today after attending a dinner party. You hear about this? The San Francisco Chronicle reported that the governor celebrated his buddy's birthday at a restaurant in Napa Valley last week, a French Laundry restaurant. Not an easy table to get unless you happen to be a governor. A dozen people were there, including the governor's wife. Dinner was outdoors. Newsom has pleaded, though, with Californians, despite that, to avoid social gatherings at mixed households. In a statement, he said, "Oops, I should not have attended the dinner." He didn't say oops, but he said he should not have attended the dinner. Well, since San Diego County is now in the purple tier, new restrictions will begin after midnight, like it or not. This means restaurants, churches, gyms must move outside only. Museums, movie theaters, and arcades will also have to close down indoors, but they can operate outside. Shops like clothing, furniture, bookstores, not a lot of bookstores left, right? Can only let 25% of their guests inside. Grocery stores are limited to half their capacity, and there are some places that were exempt under this restrictive tier. Hair and nail salons, for example, they can stay open as long as they follow the safety protocols that go along with the new rules. All right, let's talk weather. At least we can go outside, right? Here's Dagmar with your first alert forecast.
Looking at your Saturday, you're in for an absolutely beautiful day. Really a continuation of this nearly perfect fall weather we have been experiencing. Maybe a bit warmer though. So ending up seeing the coast at right around that mid to upper 60 mark, 1 or 2 degrees warmer really in all 4 zones. Inland Valley still about 70 or so averaging. Could be seeing that low 70 mark as well. Mountains mid to upper 50s, and the desert you're looking at about that 80-degree mark now. So we are in for a warm up as we head towards a Santa Ana, really beginning on Sunday.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Time for a new water heater? Call Bill Howe, San Diego's most trusted plumber since 1980. So whether you are looking at a traditional tank or a tankless water heater, you know who to call.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. Because we know how.
It will be a sight to see this weekend when the king tides return to San Diego's coastline. And while the high tides and larger waves put on quite a show, they can also bring added concerns for beach communities. On Sunday morning and again Monday, the tides are expected to be at their highest, which can lead to coastal erosion and even flooding in some beach communities. Last spring, the king tides left some Imperial Beach streets and parking garage flooded. It's going to do it for our nightly check-in. I'm Mark Mullen. Be safe. Have a good night and a terrific weekend.